your brother, Gidon Ben Yasharahal, where's all the children at? Hurry up and get them children. Where's Big Mama? Where's Pawpaw? Go out into the highways and the byways and bring all the kinfolk around the television set. Why? Because we have a special. That's right. We have a special program designed specifically with you in mind. But of course, the views and opinions expressed are those of me, a po-colored country boy by way of Israel, and the panelists that Yah has set. But not those of Comcast, its management, advertisers, or affiliates. There is a mature verbiage alert. That's right. We get mature up in here, verbally. There's your warning. Today's program title is Radiation, the New Spirit in America. Radiation, the new spirit in America, but it's not just in America, it's worldwide. What is radiation, by the way? Radiation, it can be defined on many different levels. It's an emanation from an unnatural source. And so there are some natural sources that produce radiation. Radon is a gas. But when we talk about radiation, we tend to think about uranium. And that is the history and the atomic bomb. But radiation today can be found in your homes in a number of your devices. Because the electromagnetic field that your cell phones, that your televisions, that your microwave, all of these electronic devices produce an electromagnetic field, which in effect becomes a radiation, a source of radiation, electromagnetic radiation. Now, the cell towers, it's a wave, it's radiation, it's a signal. There are different frequencies, and on these frequencies, we have amphibious life, such as porpoises and whales that use sonar sound waves for their communication. In the air, the birds and the bees also operate on various frequencies, as well do insects like the ant and other forms of life, all operate on a particular frequency. Well, this unnatural radiation that has been created by the virtual world has a plethora of complications associated with the inundation and saturation of the human structure with these waves. Now, many of you have been taught that to use the computer and use it consistently will bring you wealth, health, information, wisdom. But what they didn't tell you is about the specific absorption rate, which is contained in the radiation output of the various devices based on the strength of the battery and the mechanism that produces the electronic wave that has been already known to be a cancer-causing agent, the radiation. Many of you use, like myself, own a laptop. And where do you sit that laptop? In your lap. And where that radiation going? In your gonads or in your reproductive organs. This uptick of various issues like the fibroid tumors, prostate cancer. Many of us talk about food, and we know that is a vitally important part of the conditions. But many of us have forgotten the use of the cell phone. They really haven't, because I've talked to the technicians, don't know when the signal is most powerful, if it's at the first, when you first get the call, or if it's during the call. They just know that that wave works. But we also know that Johnny Cochran, this powerful intellect, this genius, was taken away from us way too early, and he had a cancerous tumor on the ear that he used the old cell phone on. So when we talk about radiation, we also have to look at the impact of the laptop this radiated world we live in with all these devices that are designed for convenience, but at the end of the day are destroying our cells, whether it's our sperm cells, our health in general, just because of overexposure. Now, the other complicating factor has to do with sedentary lifestyles. Many of us, because of the importance and how deep the computer is, sit for hours under the radiation device in front of that computer. And what are some of the offshoots of that? Our children, obesity, not only the complications of radiation, but yet the types of games that they're playing, killing games predominantly. What is it? Grand Theft Auto, one of the most popular.
Number one.
Number one. So killing is becoming the nature, and then you have the TSA agent killed in the airport in California. Killer comes in and just starts shooting up folk. Go in hard. You know what I'm talking about? Bodies left everywhere. This is how they do it in America. You feel me? Because the video games, the radiation, the oppression is creating a quagmire and a cauldron that is about to bust wide open. Let me just share a little scripture with you right here, and then we go into this powerful panel to discuss the issue of radiation, the complications with our children, and not just with our children, with adults as well, who have been forced to the computer. For those of you who live by it, but yet carpal tunnel and the other radiating devices, concepts, are a part of the complications associated with it. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to read from the scriptures about why radiation and what are some of the symptoms associated with it. We'll be right back. Micah chapter 7. Micah chapter 7. I want to pick it up at verse 8 and listen very attentively with your spiritual ears. Not your radiated ears, but your spiritual ears. Verse 8. Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy, when I fall. I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, Yah shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of Yah because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute my judgment, and execute judgment for me. He shall bring me forth to light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which says to me, where is your power, your Elohim? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. In the day that your walls are to be built, in the day shall the decree be far removed. In that day also he shall come even unto Assyria, and to the land of the fortified cities, and to the fortresses of the rivers, from sea to sea, from mountain to mountain. Verse 16. The nations shall see and be confounded at their might. They shall lay their hands upon their mouth. Their ears shall be deaf. Check this out. They shall lick the dust like serpents. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of Yah, our power, and shall fear because of you. Who is like Yah, like unto you, that pardoneth iniquity, that passes by transgression? Of the remnant of his heritage, he retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. They came out of their holes like serpents, and they licked the dust with their tongues. Can you think about the image of the zombies, and they're eating flesh and looking like dead folks? There you go. To my right, an evolutionary revolutionary. You know who he is? Black Sun.
Someone get on.
Appreciate you, my brother. You know you back on the set. And to his right, assalamu alaikum, my brother. His name is a time of day, but not a state of mind. It is Elder Sundown.
Assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum. Peace be with you, my brother.
You know, I want to start with you, Black, because you back. Because when we talk about the spirit, you don't believe in the spirit. You're a man of science. I love you because of that. You know what I'm telling me?
That's right, brother.
However, radiation, my brother, is like the spirit. Radiation can be measured on the Geiger counter. Radiation is a force that cannot be seen with the naked eye unless you have some type of accoutrement. Radiation is damaging to the body, to the environment. Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, Love Canal. They're just back in the news
Fukushima.
in reference to the,
Fukushima, yeah.
Yes, in Japan.
Japan, yeah.
So when we talk about radiation, this power that is evident but cannot be seen, what say you about its impact? And because you have a son and you're a computer man and deal in the computers, talk about the relationship to that and computers and our use of it.
Well, we have to first understand radiation is a cleanser. And radiation, I have to disagree with you, Gideon, is natural. You know, before this period, before the earth was even a swamp or even a sea, it was covered with radiation.
Okay.
So radiation is like, you ever wash dishes and you have like dirty water and you drop just a little bit of detergent, everything separates? That's how radiation works. It separates your neutrons and electrons inside your body. It separates it. So that's why people fall apart when they're in contact with it. So as far as the computers, I mean, it's just like telling a person who's addicted to crack, they're going to continue to use the computers. But what I...
Wait a minute now, Black.
Okay.
That's just like the marijuana thing.
Just like the marijuana thing, right. Absolutely.
Wait a minute, this ain't the smallpox in the blanket, is it, Black?
Well, radiation can't be contained like smallpox or like marijuana.
It's in that computer chip.
Yeah, but once it goes out, it goes out. So what I'm saying, Gideon, is that we need more free courses, kind of like how Fidel's doing out in Cuba, making free doctors. We need more people with jobs learning about radiation so we can try to, I don't know, redirect it, because we can't be able to stop it, but we need to educate ourselves and prevent situations like Chernobyl, you know, and Fukushima.
Well, let me throw this out there at you, because here we have the men's health, women's health. It's become a great issue in this country.
Right.
But what we have is you know who the #1 doctor in America is? It is the Surgeon General.
Okay.
The Surgeon General right now is a woman who's on the way out.
Okay.
But the #1 renowned surgeon in America is who? Who is the most renowned surgeon in America?
Tell me, Gideon.
You're a Republican. He's running for, thinking about running for president. I can't think of his name.
Exactly. It is the brother who they've done movies about, and done, his name kind of escapes me as well.
I can see his face.
But see, this is the thing. The #1 medical person in this country is one who does what? Cuts on folks.
Right.
It's nothing about holistic health.
Right.
And rather than him talking about the deteriorating health of the American population, he too busy talking about the president and politics.
Right.
So what does that let you know? That the medical industry has been bought out.
But Gideon,
talk to me. Go ahead.
Okay, but see, that's what I'm saying. We tend to be stuck in the 1800s. Holistic and herbal medicine can only do so much. You know, like I said before, we live in a radiated age. We're all surrounded by radiation, so we need nuclear medicine to counterbalance the sicknesses and all that stuff. You know, like my niece, she works on nuclear medicine. Okay. So herbs and picking the berries and all that's not going to work in this day and age, man. We are engulfed in radiation.
But
so
what happened when they split the atom, boss?
It blew up Japan. I mean, you know,
He
but I
doesn't
mean,
know, man.
but we still living our lives, and we still going on. But like I said,
we still dealing with that what? Radiation.
We still dealing with radiation. So right, and we living in a fallout age. So you talking about picking berries and Dr. Sabies and all that? Man, get out of here with that now.
Because all that's gonna be contaminated.
This is why I get upset. We so stuck in ancient times, man. We need to get moved forward, man.
But do we need to know our history?
I mean, we know our history. We got the history. We need to know what's going on now.
No,
here
we don't.
And now.
If we knew our history, the black damn nation wouldn't be in the predicament in. So that's a lie. Now I want to correct both of y'all.
Come on in, boss.
You got natural radiation and you got man-made radiation.
Exactly.
And man-made radiation excuse my language, done messed up everything.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's get with the real.
That's right.
Now, all the cell phone. Remember, I was sick for 25 years, in and out of hospital, x-rays.
Right.
But what did I do to counter that, Brother Gillian? I fed my body water.
Right.
I got up to a gallon every 24 hours. I fed myself natural stuff.
That's right.
Fruit and vegetables. And that wild salmon with all that omega-3 and fat acid.
That's right.
For 10 years, I ain't eat nothing but wild salmon and fish and drank water, which means that I got rid of that radiation. That's why I said when I gave the address to Minister Farrakhan last week, look at me now, but look at me 25 years ago, in a wheelchair and all of that.
That's right.
What did I do? So I disagree with natural. Now, if you get broke up in a car wreck, which I was in, they got to put your butt back together. That's one thing. But if you go get a tumor, any like brain hemorrhage, it's a natural way that you can get rid of that thing. It's a natural process, and I'm here to bear witness to that.
That's right. That's right. Now, when we talk about our children, I mean, you have children, I have children. And as Black said, and I agree, we are in a radiated age.
But you can counter it, brother.
You can. So how, in reference to our children, would you advise our family? And again, 770-559-2999. A few of you that are watching, call in, holler at us.
Now, brother, as I have said to you over the years of being on this show,
right,
my daughters and son grew up. What you see?
Right.
They know all of this.
Right.
Now, I can't help if they get dragged and caught up. They know what they father from the time they were 3.
Okay.
About this earth, about water, about the land, about the air. They know what to eat, what not to eat.
Okay.
Now, what do this Bible say and all others? It say, train the child in the way of righteousness.
Right.
They will stray, but they won't stray far.
But now the computer can be used for righteousness.
Brother, I'm saying to you, you ask me.
Right.
They know moderation with everything.
Right.
That means, like me and my brother were talking this morning. He said, you got black folks. Know that they got a certain amount of income.
Right.
Blessed to get a full tank of gas.
Right.
They'll ride till they ride it all instead of going where they got to go, brother, and park the thing.
Right.
Stretch, moderation.
That's right.
So that's what I'm saying to you here. That's what they use it, but they know their dad don't give a hoot about it. Why? Because I survived before I got here, and as long as I know the Creator, ain't no technology gonna stop sundown.
Now, let me ask you about this, because you did bring up a point, and I did mention the natural versus the man-made radiation as a source. But see, the thing about natural radiation is we don't necessarily have constant exposure to that.
Well, that's how they made the man-made. They got somehow or another gather up some of the natural and then tamper with it. Just like, brother.
Right, they made devices
right,
that created an electromagnetic
as I said to you,
field.
In the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the European man that controlled this universe by the permission of the Creator, because nobody can tell me somebody didn't create this before we showed up here. See, I'm going to say this, brother, that he was made a scientist of death. That's why you see the mummies, the vampire movies, all that stuff wasn't on this planet before he got knowledge and then came up with the picture stuff and then writing the books back there with the sucking in the blood, brother. You see what I'm saying? So he's a scientist of death. Now you can trace that all back to his lineage. So what we did, once he enslaved us, We took on his character.
Okay.
We took on his name.
That's right.
Now, what I stood, 1555 was 310 years that our ancestors was like this.
Okay.
So now we've been out of slavery almost 200 years.
Mm-hmm. We've never been out of slavery.
Well, brother, what I'm saying, chattel slavery with the chain. I know in our mind, but I'm here to tell you is, even though I exist at this point in time, I am not in slavery. I'm a free. Can't nothing bind my mind.
That's right.
And for us about these resources that everybody hooping a lot, as I told a white Jewish man yesterday, whatever the Creator got in store for me, nobody can take it and block it.
Now let me ask you this, Black, because when we talk about this issue, radiation, in America, and you are saying, and I agree, we are inundated with radiated waves, but the impact of our children and the obesity and the killings, how would you say we need to go about protecting our children from these waves, this radiation, this overexposure?
Well, I know we talk about the water. Let's talk about the water, how it has fluoride in it.
Yes.
And benzene, keratin, it's another chemical in it. So number one, we got to find out where this clean source of water is coming from in this radiation age. Because I mean, 80% of the water is fluoride driven.
Exactly.
So if it comes in any type of plastic container from any corporation, it has fluoride in it.
Which is a poison. Right,
which is dead poison. Right.
That the FDA approved, however.
Of course, yeah. Drink your fluoride. Drink your biocolzindentine. You know, those are the two main ingredients. And so to protect our children's health, I would say, you know, we have to get the iodine. You know, we have to seek out the iodine because the iodine absorbs the fluoride. It absorbs the five-syllable word basically that's in the water. And so, you know, because I would like to find this source of, you know, pure water on this radiated planet Earth here we got. So
underground aquifers?
Well, you know, remember the radiation, you can't stop it.
It travels
through
rock.
It travels through stone.
Exactly.
It travels. So,
yes, it
you know, we have to, you know, but you know, I mean, you know, they talk about well waters and all that, but you know, I mean, if you look at over in, you know, in the Middle East, you know, they're dumping dead bodies in the wells. So it's like, you know, what can you do? So, like I said, we have to seek out the iodine.
Well,
brother,
I got to correct him. Let me talk about the issue of the doctors in America, because for me, they are the problem. Okay. Because what they are part of is a network of control organizations that bind by the hypocrisy of the Hippocratic Oath.
Okay.
But when you look at a nation whose health is one of the worst on the planet.
That's right.
But yet the doctors don't form a coalition to speak against what the manufacturers are producing as far as food and the chemicals, then if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So when I look at like the surgeon that we were trying to remember his name, he's a very prominent surgeon, and even the one that's the Surgeon General now, you don't hear any of them saying anything about the health of our people. The only one who's a prominent person that's really spoken out is Michelle Obama. And she made the symbolism of the garden on the White House, but yet it hasn't translated into changing this country.
Let me address that, Gideon. The doctors are much like you and I, the 99%. If you're not the 1%, you're not in control. In fact, let me give you another example. People like Jay-Z and Michael Jordan, they're part of the 99%.
Right.
In fact, where is Oprah Winfrey's grocery store?
Exactly.
You know, where's Beyonce's?
No, she's too busy trying to get into the $200,000 and buy a purse.
She can't because she has no sovereignty. So she is the, you know, the middle class is a myth that they sold white people.
Yes.
You know, you got the Well, not only white people, but black people too.
Exactly.
Like I said, you got the 1%
Right.
that has true wealth. They have the corporations.
Right.
They have the military, industrial
Right.
complex. They got the prisons.
Got the resources.
Got the resources and got the grocery stores. So people like the doctors that you talk about in your Michael Jordans, they can't do anything. They're just like me and you, right? They, you know, we're economically controlled.
Come on in here. Come on up in
See,
here.
cause both of y'all full of BS.
Yes, sir.
You ain't got to wait on for no damn doctor. I ain't wait on no doctor.
Right.
I went and got the knowledge and I applied it to me.
That's right.
Why are we sitting around waiting on these SOBs that y'all talking about?
Right.
Why we keep doing that, Brother Gilly?
Social engineering.
Why we can't get away from that? I got away from it.
Not only
You're
that,
special.
they developed.
Hold it. I made a conscious decision and a commitment
Right.
to myself.
Right.
What I owe myself
Right.
and my offspring.
Right.
And anybody else that want to come along, fine. If you didn't,
Exactly.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's BS.
Right.
We are born to be gods.
True.
If we get the right source, the right mind, the right knowledge, which I have, brother, and you can overcome any obstacle
Okay.
because you got the power to move it out your way.
Okay, I agree with that.
So I'm saying, even this cell phone, I'll be on it for 1 minute off of it. I don't, you know, I'm just saying it's us. We are the problem.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
we are the problem.
you're right. I want you to 770-559-2999. We'd like to hear what you have to say about it. Going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. 770-559-2999. This is your program. We want to hear from you. You know, Elder Sundown, during the break, you were talking about water. And because I am an avid water drinker, not just water, but distilled in particular, which simply means it's been boiled. Talk to us about that.
Okay, brother. That's how I got my blood cleaned up. That's how I got off the blood thinner, all them painkillers that had me on through all of them accidents I was in and stuff. Distilled water, purified water, sodium-free water, alkaline water.
Right.
It costs more, but I sacrificed, brother. That alkaline water costs about $10 for 3 gallons.
But isn't that part of the very problem we're talking about, that the most abundant substance on the planet, and what has capitalism done?
Right.
Selling.
But brother,
After they done poisoned.
right, but even with that, this is what I learned.
Right.
Even with that, instead of going out buying some expensive sneakers, cause see, for 15 years, I ain't buy no clothes and no shoes. I took all my money and sacrificed for health.
Right.
So we can do that, brother. Look, until we come together and form our own, actually, what I said last week, 2012, black people spent $1 trillion. $1 trillion. Now, if we had half of that, come back to us. See what I'm saying?
It's not about the money.
Brother, hold it. You just said.
But this is the point. Because, see, the one thing
We
that
can
you also sacrificed, that I've sacrificed, was going out to create jobs and work in a corporate environment. See, the reason that you were able to do what you were able to do was because you had control of your environment. You had to work. You had government subsidies.
But brother,
listen to what I'm telling you.
Hold it.
Those government subsidies helped you.
Hold it, brother.
Just let me finish what I'm about to say.
Okay, because you're incorrect.
Okay.
You're incorrect.
And you can tell me when
I
I'm
sure
correct.
will. Yes, sir.
Those government subsidies, and I'm going to tell you what I think, and you can tell me what you know.
Okay, I can.
Those government subsidies helped you to control your environment. Everybody ain't you. So just because you did it don't mean everybody can do it. You special.
I'm not special. I made a commitment.
Okay, you made a commitment.
And everybody can do that, brother.
Well, no, everybody can.
Well, they can.
Well,
see, I don't believe in that negative.
It doesn't matter whether you believe in it.
I don't believe in no negative,
because
brother.
that's you. You have
and guess what?
Like
that's why
else.
we have not overcome the crap that we talk about.
Well, this is the
because
point.
You will not accept that we are born to be masters.
Oh, we're not, though.
I am. You might not be.
You're master of yourself.
I'm master of this creation.
No, you master
this creation
of
don't control me, brother.
Right.
The creation don't control me.
See, just because you raise your voice and don't mean nothing.
Hold it, brother. I'm telling you.
Well, what I'm telling you is that the creation is not controlling you right now. So control your voice.
I'm telling you, brother.
Control that.
I'm telling you, that I'm in control of me.
It doesn't make a difference.
And what I mean,
it hasn't changed anything. The point that you're trying to get others to know, and I don't have a problem with that, is that they have the ability to be disciplined and order their life. We don't have a problem with that. But you yelling and raising your voice, it's not going to change things.
And as the United States government,
hold on, let me just
hold on.
Because he's wrong about that.
Okay,
let me make a point. I'm just saying, people, if Elder Sundown was much younger, we would, take people like him and steal his organs, like he did the boy down in South Georgia.
Nobody steal nothing.
I'm just using that as an example. I mean, maybe not you, Sundown, but there are people who are snatching organs. This is a worldwide phenomenon.
Well, see, but let me address the Elder Sundown, because you're starting to, because if they done stole it from your people, they stole it from you.
Brother,
so don't give me that you in control, because you ain't in control of nothing but your mouth. Let me go to the phone. 770-559-2999. Caller, are you with us? Do we have a call?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I can't hear you all, but yeah, I just want to just say that the statement that Black Son made was one of the truest statements I heard, because of the simple fact when he said, we're talking about the billionaires or the multi-millionaires, that they don't really have any real power. But I would just like for Black Son to further explain that point, because, I was having a lively debate about that recently, about, the fact that, certain blacks can do certain things. Oprah can't do it all, so why can't I or somebody else own the grocery store? And I just want Black Son to further explain that point, because I think a lot of us are under the illusion that we can just go out here and own a big conglomerate grocery store, own a big conglomerate gas station, and that. And I just want Black Son to further explain that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your call. 770-559-2999.
It ties in with sovereignty.
Right.
The corporations control the military. That's why Saddam was taken out. That's why Gaddafi was taken out, because they didn't have the nuclear weapons to back their sovereignty. So corporations rule the world now.
Exactly.
Well, they rule this side of the axis. They hadn't conquered Russia or North Korea.
Right.
So that because Russia kicked out the banksters. So basically, it's controlled by the banks, corporations, and basically. That family, to address the caller, that family controls all those corporations, controls the wealth. So Oprah get out of line, we push her aside. Michael Jordan get out of line, push him aside. Jay-Z, whoever's not in, Bill Cosby, whoever's not in that top family, we push them aside. Oh, President Kennedy, we just take him out. You know what I'm saying? So,
Martin Luther King,
take him out. Right. So that's why we can't really jump on our black celebrities, our black politicians, because they're not in control. Like I said, where's Barack Obama or Michelle Obama's grocery store? Where's her Kroger at? You know what I'm saying? Because if she had one, I would shop at it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's a very conscious black woman
about
her health, but she doesn't have grocery stores to back what she's saying. So at the end of the day, she still shops at Walmart just like me and you.
Now, let me just say this about Moss number, I'm coming right to you. Moss number 15 out on Campbellton Road. They are actually doing, they have where on, Tuesdays, they're out there, and Moss number 15, a lot of beautiful men and women, and they are providing food for the community. That's actual work. It's not talk. So when you find a group that are coming together, providing for whosoever will let them come, then you know this is the work of the Most High. Go ahead, Elder Sundown.
Let me correct y'all about something.
Certainly.
I started working at 6 years old, picking damn cotton.
Yes, sir.
So they ain't gave me a nothing.
That's right.
Matter of fact, they owe me more than what they done gave me. They owe you more.
Yes,
so they ain't gave me diddly squat.
That's right.
My mother, our ancestor worked for 310 years.
Yes,
from can't see morning to can't see night.
That's right.
Now, y'all may think that the creator that I serve,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get mine.
Yes, sir. That's
So y'all can sit up here and talk about what this man control. The weather is whooping the crap out of them as we speak.
That's right.
And gonna continue to bring this nation to its knees till it do right by us.
That's right.
So y'all can sit over here and think all this here, but I ain't accepting it, brother. And for us, about me ain't in control, you better recognize. Recognize.
Praise God.
So you got a phone.
Well, see, there is the type of spirit that we want to leave this audience with, because the defining point of the spirit of truth is it cannot be contained by man's laws or controlled by man's ways. But we as a people are oppressed, and we're in a system of subservience. That's a reality. Let's go to the phone, 770-559-2999. Caller, what is your name, question, or comment? Caller? Do we have a call? Caller, speak to us.
Yes. How you doing, brother?
Yes. Doing well. Speak.
Yes. I like my brother's desire about want to control himself. But the thing is, if we don't control our grocery stores, the land that to grow food and such things, then we as a people won't prosper. I mean, an individual is good, but overall, as a people, and going back to the Bible in Deuteronomy 28, the Lord said we're going to be destroyed as a people because we failed to keep the commandments. So, and I know there are some different names for God, but my Lord is Jesus. And till he comes back, we're going to be the priests of God. So we're over here and we're in captivity. We may not be in shadow slavery, but we're still in captivity, and the prophecy still is going forth. But I still like my brother's desire, like everybody that was said on the panel, and I hope we keep our brother's conscience up for trying to do things for ourselves. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings to you, beloved brother. That was a powerful call. See, the spirit on this show is not one of fakeness. It's real up in this piece. That's why we don't disallow the fervor and the vigor of one's perspective. We just want to respect everybody else's as well. You know, Black, when we talk about this issue of our people and the effects of, what about the mental impact? Because when you had the guy, the TSA guy who went up in the airport just this week, you had the other guy who was in the naval base.
Oh, yeah.
And brother went up in there and killed off a whole bunch of folks. And you know, you got the military hesitant about giving veterans, you know, their due process and medication.
Well, the first thing that they give the military are the shots. You know, they give them, you know, you got to take those
inoculations.
Shots. The inoculations.
Absolutely.
Not only the military, but the police. They have to take those shots.
Absolutely.
And what a lot of them getting shot up with are ELF chips. ELF chips, basically, mind control chips. And so
microtechnology.
Right. So basically, they become pansies for the state.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, basically, when you join the military and you join the police, you are to serve the government.
Absolutely.
And so whatever shots they give you, you do it without question. And so if you want to create a false flag with you, then so be it.
Yes.
You know, let's look at Boston bombing. You know, the Boston bombing. Let's look at, like I said, you know, the shooting down at the naval base. I mean, these are all incidences that they have to create so they can create a war, so they can keep funding the military complex. It's a hungry beast.
Don't forget the prison industrial complex go hand in hand with the military industrial.
Well, the prison is just a factory for organs. That's all that is. That's just a, you know, that's why I say, you know, the whole marijuana is a smallpox blankets. You know, it's just like David.
Like the computer?
Huh? No, not the computer. I wouldn't say the computer.
Who controls the computer?
Well, when I say marijuana, I'm just saying that you got 25 states legalizing it, and 25 states illegalizing it. So they all in cahoots together.
Oh yes, it's a network.
So we can have healthy people like Sundown give us organs.
Exactly.
Once we lock them in that penal colony, then we tell them, you don't need your liver.
Right.
You don't need your pancreas.
Right.
And you snatch them up, and what can you do?
Elder Sundown, let me bring you in on this because we had a program discussing.
We got another call.
We got another call. Body organs being snatched. It's a natural process of capitalism because they want to serve everything. They get to your dream, they'll get them too. Let's go back to the phone, 770-559-2999. Caller, are you with us? Caller, that would be you. Caller, speak to us.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Hello?
Yes, speak to us.
Yes, I would like for someone to explain why do you feel like all these prominent black leaders are Prince Hall Masons? Because I just happened to be looking on the internet and I saw a list that really surprised me. I did not know that Al Sharpton was a Prince Hall Mason. And what is the meaning behind that? I mean, are these people controlled? I don't know if you all sitting up there in Masons or whatever, but I would just like for someone to kind of explain why you have so many prominent leaders, Masons.
That is an excellent. Let me jump in on that. Then you can come right behind me because that is an excellent question. Because what we find is in ancient times you had kings who had decrees, and the decrees were given as edicts and decrees and so forth. But there was an underground. When I say underground, that was part of the king's administration were the scribes. The scribes were the actual individuals who wrote down the royal decrees and so forth. Well, these scribes and these couriers and these people who were repositories and the keepers of all this vital information began to create clans and organizations among themselves. And the Shriners, the Masons, all of these ancient guilds is what they are, come out of the individuals who were the administrators or the keepers of the sacred documents that were royal decrees of the king. Well, they ended up forming their own organizations. Well, these organizations end up becoming almost as powerful as the king themselves. And so you have the Skull and Bones, the Masons, you have
Prince Hall.
the Prince Hall Masons. Then you also, the Bohemian Grove, which is supposed to be a place where all these groups come together at various levels of society to act out their sacrifices and demonic activity. So even when you talk about Derek Bozeman and Let Us Make Man, and many of the leaders of that group are Masons because they are part of those guilds that create secret orders that ends up taking oaths and giving certain decrees among themselves of secret order. So they're perpetuating those guilds because they want to be on the inside with the in crowd. Well, the creator, it was the Masons and the people who fought against the children of Yah during the ancient times because we would not join those guilds or be a part of it. So that's part of it. Black Sun, and then we'll go to Elder Sundown. What were you about to say about
I was going to say that
the Masons and the number of elitists being in those groups?
No, they're not elitists. They're 99% again, Gideon.
They are.
The Masons, the Elks,
that's true.
They're right here.
That's right.
Now, mind you, they're supposed to all believe in God, right?
Right.
You got Skull and Bones. The Illuminati is the highest.
Yes.
Illuminati are atheists. They want you to believe in God so they can control you. This goes way back to Napoleon.
But what about the Bilderberg group?
The Bilderbergs are atheists. The Illuminati means the enlightened one means they do not believe in God, but they make sure everybody below them do. Exactly. Okay, so we got to make sure you get your Bible and you get your Quran because we got to keep you in control. Napoleon said it. He said, religion is a tool to keep poor people from killing rich people.
Now, but the question is, does that make their groups right, or is that a positive part of society, or have they controlled information to keep resources among a certain group?
Not only to keep resources, but it keeps check and balance in power.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't allow the churches, Church of Rome, to take over this new Illuminati, which is higher than even the Pope itself.
Talk to us,
brother. I'm gonna correct him again.
Yes, sir.
Before it was a Quran, a Bible in that, we were here.
That's right.
We were running things.
Okay.
We were tapped into a creator that created this in a ship we were talking about before we came on air that traveled through space. So I want to correct him to that.
That's right.
That Quran that he talking about came out of us.
Okay.
And the creator massified into words.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? See, I know something he don't know.
Okay.
So now getting back to these factions of secret society.
Yes, sir.
Once the wicked one came on the planet, and the creator decided that he was going to use him, well, he had to be given technology.
Exactly.
Or else he would
trick the people
and put the darker peoples over there and the red man over here and other factions of the original peoples of the planet. How else he wasn't able to do that less than somebody with the creator mind gave him that technology for a reason that he don't know, but I know. Because even as I said to you in the most positive stuff, if you dig deep enough, you'll find some positive.
Right.
I mean, in the most negative.
Okay, I got you.
Just like a diamond don't look like no diamond shining when you dig it out the earth.
Yeah, sure
but you
does.
keep working with it.
That's right.
That's the same thing about negative. And that's why I found in all my negative environment that I dug like you digging in the earth for gold, and I found some positive and I pulled it out.
There you go.
So brother, we have, see, y'all keep talking about why we don't own grocery stores. Now when Elijah Muhammad was here,
right,
Muslims had grocery stores.
Right. And
Marcus Garvey had grocery stores.
Well, you know, Yahweh ben Yahweh, self-styled leader out of Miami, they had grocery stores.
Okay, now
Saddam had a grocery store.
Yes.
Now, and so did Gaddafi.
So,
now what happened? I'm sticking with us. I know they did too, but I'm gonna stick with what happened. When the ones that came behind these men decide to go their separate ways, not stay
together.
Because I heard on the tape, even though I wasn't blessed to meet Elijah Muhammad, but I saw the tape with his voice and his face, that he told all of them, minister gonna sit in my seat after I leave. Whatever y'all did with me, do with him. But they decide not to. Your boy, Ben Yahweh, what they do? Same thing. Marcus Garvey, they got crooked folks from the government to sell him crooked ships. Ships that wasn't no good. So I'm saying it still fall on us, bro. Imagine if we weren't corrupt like that.
Now, we also have to, give me a time count, 770-559-2999. We also have Elder Ben Amin Carter.
Exactly.
Ben Amin Israel.
Right.
That was his last name. Yeah, he has shown the example of business.
Right.
He's feeding people.
Right.
He has the apartments. And they have a worldwide enterprise that has connectivity. Yes, sir.
Did he show how to enrich uranium, Gideon?
Did that enriching uranium help Gaddafi?
No, he didn't have nuclear weapons.
Exactly.
No, he had. Let me get this straight. Gaddafi had chemical weapons, not nuclear weapons.
Well, you see what they do with folks with chemical weapons, right? They make them.
Now tell me something. Why did they kill Gaddafi? Who served Gaddafi up? Because they couldn't have went in there unless they had inside help around Gaddafi.
My feeling is that they killed him because he was trying to change the monetary system of Africa.
I know it, but I'm saying, brother.
Plus he turned in
when he had why all of a sudden his enemies serve him up? That's what I'm talking about, brother. If his enemy didn't serve him up, they couldn't have killed him.
Exactly.
They always have to use somebody that's around you.
Inside.
Yeah, brother.
I'm glad he said that, because I had a sister from Palestine, And one thing that she neglected, and what the Pentagon does, is not only have atheist agents, but they have gay agents. They have a division of where they have gay agents.
You mean pervert, deviants,
sexual deviants? They have an agency that go in there, and they go to different countries, and they find the people, like you say, perverts or deviants, and they say, you know, are your people treating you bad?
Exactly.
You know, there's Sharia law.
Yes.
And you gather other people, and then you snatch the rug right up.
Exactly.
So you know, the government they have agencies. Like I said, I just learned about the gay agents.
Yes, absolutely.
That go over there in the Middle East. But you know, the atheist agents is another. You know,
another
but we
division.
tend to blow them off. Oh, they're insignificant, and then the CIA just gathers them up.
Now you see how elementary he said that.
Right.
Where they sending agents vocative, no matter what they perversion is.
Absolutely.
They find some weak. That's dissatisfied with.
That's exactly. That's what they did in Rwanda. That's exactly what they did, and that's what they did with us.
Well, yeah, the NAACP, the Black Panther, all of them.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, brother, it still falls on us.
It does.
That always.
Well, it's the leaders. It's the leaders are the ones who are not people want to unify. People tend to want to unify, but the leadership who's out front don't want to yield power to others so that they can say, these my folks, like Al Sharpton.
Let's look at the strategy.
Let me just say this, and I want to say this to my brother, Derek Bozeman, who I love, and I know many of the family, because I was talking to him on the show about the Let Us Make Man concept. They was talking about thugs. I went to the program.
Right.
They had attorney Mally Davis, but he was the only one other than Derek that spoke.
Right.
He spoke for about an hour.
Right.
My point was, you didn't have a balance. But when I tried to make that comment, he said, well, this our program,
see
you go get yours. And I'm like, brother, this ain't yours. That's the problem. When you got the leaders who think that's because they created a group that it somehow belongs to them, and then he summarily hung up on me. Because he doesn't want the intelligent exchange. And then when Mally was talking about thugs, you got corporate thugs, you got legal thugs, you got judicial thugs. We saw the police thugs that went and killed Katherine Johnston and planted drugs on her and left her to die. The thugs that put Kenneth Johnston down there, and what's his name, in Valdosta?
The young 17-year-old. Johnson, something.
His last name is Johnson.
Yeah. What about the bankster thugs that get all these people out of their houses? Right.
The automotive thugs, they bailed Detroit out, the thugs. Come on.
As I was watching Melissa Harris Perry on MSNBC, and they were talking about the farm bill and the people that gonna go hungry because they done cut it again.
They cut it. Now, they cutting the food stamps.
Brother, that fall on the farm bill.
Hello?
The food stamp. That's right. Now they were saying that the rich politician hollering about the welfare and the, and about how all the money is going to the needy and the poor. Right. But yet you got rich corporate folks stealing blind.
Oh, they just
millions of dollars.
This female. She was in the the city board council.
Right, I know
she was extorting money. Yep. They've been doing it because that's what they do. It's only when we get involved. We got about 5 minutes left.
But brother,
what
I wanted to say is, as they were saying is, the people need to come out and tell the people the truth so they can rally about what the people's on the hill and the lobbyists coming in there with briefcases of money, buying the politicians.
Thank you.
And they all getting fat.
Why? Because corporations are persons by law.
But they throwing a boogeyman out here and making the people that are ignorant think it's the poor and black people. And it ain't us. They said that little amount of money that they give black people with food stamp don't mount up to nothing, brother, with what they stealing up there.
A percent of a percent. But they got us thinking, and even not us, just me, myself. I have been times, because we talked about my income and our income. I make less than you. Right. But I was so, ego. Wouldn't get food stamp. Man, America, everything is on food. You get what? I'll be getting food stamp next time you see me. You feel me? I'm going in, I'm going in.
Brother, not only that. Let's get back
to the dollar bill is a food stamp, player.
Let's get back to subsidy.
Come on now.
Do you own a car?
Yes.
Don't you pay car insurance?
Yes.
Okay, don't you pay taxes on everything?
Look out now. Try not
to. Now, all them accidents I were in.
Yes, sir.
I had car insurance.
That's right.
So they ain't gave me nothing, brother.
That's right.
I just took that money and worked it because I learned that from my mother how to take money and work it.
That's the same thing they did in the housing
right, right.
Where you losing your house and you had homeowners insurance.
Exactly.
And the homeowners insurance was there if you failed to pay.
That's right.
The real estate companies got paid on that.
And the bank.
The people got put out, me being one of them.
Yep.
And who they kept ripping folks off because it's a pimp game. Go ahead, Black. Jump on off in.
My solution is back to the radiation. We as men need to educate our children and come up with solutions to tackle that. We can actually create jobs, Gideon. You know, you can tell your congregation, let's start learning chemistry, biology, and all this stuff so we can be defenders against the radiation and provide jobs at the same time. So we're providing jobs and we're saving the environment.
Well, why aren't the capitalists saying anything about this? They know that the radiation causes cancer. They know it's cancer.
As me and my brother said earlier this morning, that they want to kill off a certain amount of the population. Brother, dang, I can get real now to get back to the nation already doing what he's doing.
Yes, sir.
That's what the anniversary Million Man March was about. Okay. The University of Islam up there training chemistries and doctors and all of that.
All right, we get ready to come back next week. It be the Most High's will. We hope that you've been infotained today, by your po-colored country boyfriend and these kings that have been on the panel. Radiation, it is the new spirit of America. Why are they talking about it? Certainly there are those of you who use certain types of devices, copper and so forth, but we need to do more. Peace and blessings. Hope to see you next week. Peace in the Middle East, and your hearts are right here. Peace.
And well as entertained, I hope you learned something too, even though you were being entertained. I hope it stimulated your mind and put some energy in and open up some of them brain cells that's been locked.
$200 reward. Run away from the $200 reward. Run away. Run away from the subscriber. Make this.
Welcome, beloved, to this edition of Hear, O